GameStop is the largest video game chain in the world when it comes to sales of video games. It seems like there's one popping up in every town, and they do a lot of things wrong. And I know because I used to work there. I was an acting assistant manager, and that's actually the most popular video on the channel when I was talking about how I worked at GameStop. But for everything they do wrong, there are a few things that they do right. I don't necessarily think that they're the devil or Satan of the video game world. I understand that they are a business, but sometimes they take principles and things too far. And right now, with this latest story that's going around, GameStop is finally starting to sprout their horns and come out as the antichrist of video games, especially when it comes to their employees, because they have implemented a new program called Circle of Life that is basically forcing employees to lie to customers. And that is where I draw the line, folks. So Grimsy42 brought this story to my attention. He said, hey, I want to hear you talk about it. So shout out to Grimsy42. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description box. But let's get to this issue. Let's talk about the Circle of Life and how it's forcing employees at GameStop to lie to you. During my time as assistant manager at GameStop, I was asked to do a lot of things that I didn't really want to do, but I sort of understood it because it is a business at the end of the day. I didn't like forcing pre-orders on people. I didn't like forcing the Edge card, which is now known as the Power Up Rewards card. Hey, do you want to put a gameplay guarantee on your video game for $3 just in case you break it? Stuff like that. It was so annoying. And of course, the Game Informer magazine, which was crap then and it's still crap now. But GameStop is really taking it to a new level with the Circle of Life program, because what they're doing is it's forcing employees to lie to customers. So basically what this program is you have to sell a certain amount of used product. You have to sell a certain amount of Power Up Rewards cards. You have to sell a certain amount of magazine subscriptions. But the main focus is on the used product. Each store now has a quota that they must meet. Each individual employee also has a quota that they must meet. And if they don't meet this, they get in serious trouble. So what does that mean basically in a retail setting? Well, if you walk into GameStop right now and say, hey, I want a brand new copy of Watch Dogs 2, they will probably tell you, we don't have any new copies. We'll get you a used copy though. Why? Because GameStop upper management has instilled fear in the employees that if they sell a new product, if they sell a new video game console, they now have to sell much more used product in that same day. They now have to sell more Power Up Rewards cards. They have to sell more magazine subscriptions because it's their ass on the line. So basically, if you're an employee at GameStop making $8 an hour, just trying to have a job, and somebody comes in and asks you for a new product, what do you think you're gonna do? Do you think you're gonna say, oh yeah, here's a new product. Oh wait, shit, now I have to sell so many more used products today. I hope customers come in. Or are you gonna be inclined to sell a used product and say, oh, we don't have any new ones in the store? Of course you're gonna sell the used product. Of course you're gonna push the used product because it's your ass on the line. You're just trying to make a living. You're just trying to put food on your table. But now you're forced to do these scummy things, and GameStop always has ulterior motives. Think about it. When you walk into a GameStop and you see a bunch of promotion for a certain game, do you think they're promoting that game because they think that's the next hot game and they think that's going to be a great game? No, it's because a company gives them money. They say, hey, promote this game, promote our product, and we'll give you X amount of dollars, put this display in the store, because it's publicity, and publicity is good. So GameStop always has ulterior motives with things. And when it used to be about used games, when I was working there, it was just because of better profit margins. They make a hell of a lot more on a used copy of the game than they do on a new copy of the game. It's simple mathematics. So if you go in and you trade in a game and they give you $20 and they flip it for $50, that's a $30 profit. On new games, new systems, they're not making money. So it was always important to push used product when I was there. But the problem is, the importance now with this Circle of Life program has gone beyond important. It's now a matter of your job to sell used product only. Because if you sell a new product, you are penalized. How does that make sense? Who is that benefiting? I understand you want to make money, GameStop. I understand that maybe profits are low right now, but you can't force your employees to lie to people. Your $8 an hour employees who keep the store running while you're just a district manager looking strictly at numbers. Because at the heart of it, GameStop is not about power to the players. Every time I hear that, I want to scratch out my ears and scratch out my eyeballs because they never are about the players. They're never about the gamers. It is a business. Think of it like this. If you go to a Taco Bell and you talk to the cashier, do you expect that cashier to be an expert in Mexican cuisine? Of course not, because they're just simply there doing a job. Same thing at a shoe store. They may have a basic knowledge of shoes, but they're not shoe experts. So when I worked at GameStop, GameStop hires different people for different things. I got hired because I knew my shit. But there was a lot of people that got hired because they were friends with somebody, or they were a cute face, or they had some cool tattoos that could help strike up a conversation with customers. GameStop does not care. They just want able, willing bodies to make minimum wage and sell video games. And now you're putting fear into these kids. Now you're putting it to the point of where can you trust the GameStop employee? When I worked at GameStop, I was told to promote 25 to Life, which was an upcoming PS2 and Xbox game. And I did not like that game. Everything I saw from that game, I did not like. So the only pre-orders I would ever get is when someone specifically came in and said, hey, I want to pre-order 25 to Life. I would not promote the game. And I got yelled at on conference calls for it, but I understood one thing. And this is something that GameStop doesn't understand, and I don't think they ever will understand. If I go to a video game store and I'm just an idiot, I don't know anything about video games, and I ask the clerk behind the cashier, I say, hey, you know, what's a good game? Well, show me a good game. I want to buy a good game. And they promote a game that maybe GameStop is telling them to promote that's not a good game, and I go home, I buy that game, I go home, and I play it, and it sucks. Am I ever going to go to that store again? And if I do go to that store again, am I ever going to trust that person again? No, of course not. But if I go to a video game store and I don't know anything about video games and I say, hey, recommend me a good video game, and I buy the game and it's a good game, I'm going to trust that person more. I'm going to go see that person again because that person is looking out for my best interest. And that is the employee I tried to be. And unfortunately, that's not what GameStop wants. GameStop just wants you to push, push, push. And now you have to push this used product so much that it almost forces, it basically does force these employees making minimum wage to lie to you and not sell you a new product and not sell you a new game and not sell you a new system because it's their ass on the line. It's ridiculous, GameStop. This is too far. This is enough. You need to abolish this program, or you need to, just redo it. Don't penalize people for consumers want new stuff. There's nothing wrong with wanting new stuff. I understand you want more money, but there's nothing wrong with wanting new stuff. This is just crazy to me. Let me know what you think about this situation in the comments section down below. If this is going to affect you going to GameStop, because as of right now, unless I'm buying a bunch of, cheap PS3 games or Wii games, I'm not going to GameStop for my new products. I got a Best Buy right down in the same shopping center that I could go to anytime, or I can use Amazon Prime and get the game at a discount and shipped to my house on the same day. Shout out to Super Bomberman R, because that's where I bought it from, was Amazon. Thank you for watching this video. Leave me a comment in the comments section down below. Make sure you like the video, share it around, let people know that this sort of bullshit is going on at GameStop right now. And of course, check out other videos on the channel. Make sure you subscribe, and if you really like my face, check out my Patreon page. I'll catch you guys next time. I'm a little bit heated over this. Later.